Did you know that having a swimming pool is a lot of work? It's a huge responsibility. It might seem like a lot of fun and games when everybody's at your house splashing around in the pool during the summer, but I'm telling you right now, a swimming pool is hard work. You gotta keep it clean, you gotta keep the chemicals where they're supposed to be, and you have to winterize the thing. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how I winterize this pool right now, so let's get to the video. Okay, so I've scrubbed this pool out multiple times this year and it just keeps doing this. I've loaded it with chlorine, I've scrubbed it, I've drained it, I've refilled it, I've scrubbed it more, I've done everything I can think of, and every week or two it looks like this again. As you can see, the water's totally clear, so it hasn't bloomed, but algae just keeps settling on the bottom, and you can see how many times I've scrubbed it. I mean, over and over I've scrubbed it and vacuumed it, so I'm gonna do it again today, and I'm gonna put some Algecide in it. I'm going to winterize this dumb thing, but I need to figure out what this stuff is so I can kill it. Step one, I'm going to attach this drain tube here. I'm going to vacuum this pool out. Turn this off and lay this out in my very dirty yard. Don't look at my yard, it's terrible right now. I'm going to use this hose here to scrub and vacuum this pool out at the same time. I'm going to attach this end of the hose like that. And then the next thing I want to do is make sure there's no air in here, right? I'm going to turn the pump back on. And I'm going to fill this thing up with water so all the air is out of it by putting this against the outflow here of the pump. Now that all the air is out of the line, I'm going to turn the pump off and this in here. Okay, the next step is to turn this to bypass to waste, and that's this one, and then turn the pump back on, and then all the water will start flowing out the other end. As you can see, I have a little bit of a leak in my hose. Oh well. Now I got to get in this pool and probably get hypothermia. Well, some people might wonder why I'm not doing this from the outside of the pool since I have this extension. But the answer is I can't get the leverage out in the middle of the pool to get this algae off. So as I'm scrubbing, I am getting the green to come off the bottom, and I'm also vacuuming out a lot of the algae. It's coming out of the pool and going out into my lawn. Okay, I've been using regular chlorine and it hasn't been working. So I'm going to try this Clorox Pool and Spa Algecide and Clarifier. So I have no idea if this is a good product or not, but I'm going to use it. So here we go. It's supposed to be a gallon per 10,000 gallons. So this is like close to a 20,000 gallon pool. So I'm going to do this entire gallon. I honestly don't know if I should be getting in the water after dumping this stuff in there, but oh well, hopefully it doesn't kill me. Okay, today I'm gonna try to do as much of this job outside of the pool as I can instead of going inside the pool. I just didn't realize how cold it was gonna be yesterday. I am probably gonna need to get in a little bit to do the corners and to get the middle, but I'm gonna do as much as I can from the sides. Maybe I can do it all from the outside. We'll see. The robot will pick up any leaves off the bottom of the pool, and there it goes. So that'll scrub the bottom and the sides of the pool. It's about a 2-hour cycle. Okay, so I scrubbed out the whole pool 2 days in a row. I'm running the robot right now, it's in the pool, and now I'm gonna dump a second gallon of this because this treats about 10,000 gallons. This is right where the pump is pushing the water out, so it'll circulate this right into the pool. Okay, it's a day or two after I put in that Clorox Algecide, and look at this. Look at this. There's no algae in that pool at all. So I vacuumed it twice, and it looks beautiful. So guess I should have used that product sooner. What I've been doing when I get algae in the pool is just loading it up with chlorine, but wow, this is the best it's looked in a while. So to drain the pool, I'm gonna do just the same thing I did when I was vacuuming it out. I'm gonna switch this to bypass to waste. And then I'm going to turn the pump on. And then the water will drain out of my busted drain tube here. I'm gonna drain the water down to the intake, and then I'm just gonna disconnect that tube. Oh, and I'll take the pump inside and all that stuff like I always do. I'm also thinking that next year I might replace the sand in the sand filter if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, I've drained the pool as low as I can, and it's starting to suck a lot of air. And so I've turned off the pump, and now I'm just gonna disconnect the hose from the pump and let it drain manually. So we will let that drain for a while. Also, water is gonna drain from there, because now water is draining from the intake and the intake and the filter. Okay, so now the water is draining from both holes. I'm guessing this will take another, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Well, I'm pulling the robot out now. This thing is pretty awesome for cleaning out leaves and other large chunks of stuff that fall to the bottom of the pool. Now, I always take the pump off and bring it inside when I winterize. And I need to disconnect this guy. Always harder than it looks to get these off. There we go. Now I can just take the pump right out of here. So when I unplugged my pump and my robot, I used these two extension cords. As you can see, there's a huge difference between a crappy extension cord that kinks up all the time and a really nice one that you can coil up with no kinks. This is a rigid extension cord. I'll put a link to it or something similar to it in the description of this video. Okay, now I'm going to broadcast this AQUA-EZ antifreeze that I got on Amazon for 20 bucks around the pool. If you buy a product like this at your pool store, it's going to cost you a lot more than 20 bucks. Anyway, I'm going to put this around the pool, and then I'm going to cover the pool, and we'll be good to go for the winter. Now I'm using gallon buckets full of water to weigh down the edges of this cover. And I'll do that all the way around the pool. So I've gone around my entire pool, and I've weighted it down with these gallon jugs. In the back of the pool I have a little bit of excess, so I used rocks to weight it down. Pool ladder is put away for the winter. And there you have it, the pool is winterized. Now one more thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a pump in there so that as the rains come and that fills up with water, we can get the water out easily and quickly. Because what'll happen is it'll pull these gallon jugs right off the ground when that fills up with water. It's happened before, obviously. And then the grommets will break and get destroyed as the gallon of water hangs there. But there it is. Hopefully next year when I open it up, the water will be nice and blue and clean, and we'll be able to just start swimming right away.